Welcome to episode 30. I am Danielle Amos, and this is the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that helps you live your most abundant life. Today, I want to talk about community and really digging in, enjoying the journey. And this conversation is really as a result of a conversation that I had with a client during our Q&A yesterday. And she was explaining and talking about how things have become monotonous or like Groundhog Day. Anyone relate to that? And she was asking how I stayed focused on the goal and what to do, and how to really just, I guess, shake things up so she felt inspired. And I can totally relate. I mean, most of us, maybe except for a walk around the block, are not leaving our home. I joke that I was in my car for the first time in like a month to do a drive-by for my mother's birthday last weekend. I hadn't driven my car in weeks. It's just, it's an interesting time. And I want to say that, a few things have really helped me. And I want to share some tips and tools that can help you today. If you're feeling like maybe there's a bit of Groundhog Day, or your emotions are going up and down. See, I think that this can be expected during this time because things aren't, we don't have the same maybe freedoms to go out when we want, or to break things up by going to a restaurant. So it's important that we become creative and that we harvest the good of what is amazing in our lives, from good health to our warm home, to the food on the table and the friends who we can FaceTime with. Talking about friends, also community, it's really important. And if you don't have a community, it's really important that you take the time to find one and write down, the types of people that you'd like to surround yourself with. What are their beliefs? What are their attitudes? What kind of results are they getting? And attract that community to you. I am so grateful for the community that we have built, and I want to love on them and brag about them for a moment, because this might help you decide on what you're looking for. And there's an invitation to join us. Start by reaching out on Instagram and ask how you can become part of my inner circle, become part of our community, our success society that we've created, hundreds of people all over the world, and who are into this material, who think big. And that's just to start. See, you want to be around people who notice that the glass is half full. You want to be around people who are expecting good, who are not settling per se, who are going for bigger and better things, because that's the natural law of the universe. You want to surround yourself with people who are, loving and also forgiving and enjoying the journey. And people that see the good in you, they see you for who you want to be. And they know that your past results, even the results you're getting today, are no indication of what's possible for you. And I would say that you want to be surrounding yourself with people that are open-minded in a way that also helps you open your mind so that you can be living freer, easier, and more abundantly. The community is so important, and this is what I've noticed throughout this time especially. There are days when I have clients who aren't really interested in showing up for the community. Like they just aren't feeling good. They say things like, oh, I don't want to bring my negativity to the group. I'm just not feeling good. I just don't want to get out of bed. Listen, just like leave me be. And it's on days like that when you actually want to tap in. You don't want to listen to your mind that says, like that bull crap, like you're going to poison them with your negativity. It's days like that where you want to tap in, and maybe your video's off, but you are listening to other people's wins, and you're just absorbing their energy by being around them, by being in close proximity to them. So you need their positive attitude. You need their gratitude and their positive perception and perspective on life. And then there's days where you feel so good that you're like, I don't need to pick me up. I'm fine. Things are going well. I'm focused. And it's days like that when others in the community need your energy. They need you to show up as evidence that things can be exactly how you want them to be. And as a reminder that there's a law that states that, when the tide goes out, it must come back. And this law states that, there's ups and then there's downs. And, when the tide does go out, it must come back, or night must follow day. It's a law of rhythm. And it's a beautiful law because I'm reminded that just like a farmer, there's times when I'm sowing, planting the seeds, and there's times when I'm reaping the rewards of my harvest. And those times are different times. And during those times, I acknowledge the season, but I don't get upset. I just acknowledge, and I go with the rhythm of life, and it allows me to flow. So a community can help you or remind you of that. Join us this weekend. Science of Getting Rich starts tomorrow. We'll put a link in the show notes. That's a great way to test out what the work is all about. It's a weekend, minimal commitment. You're home anyway, and you'll get incredible information. And you'll join me at my VIP table. You'll be coached all weekend long, and I'll help you apply this to your life. So community is key. The next thing that I really believe is key is order. Order in your life right now. So making sure that you have order in your calendar and your schedule, and then you also have integrity with that schedule. So this is going to make all the difference, especially right now where there is, disorder out there. There are a lot of things that are, aren't how they normally are. So I believe creating order in your mind and in your schedule and in your physical atmosphere, your surroundings, is really important. In your physical surroundings, that might look like making sure your car is cleaned out, your office. Take this time to create order in your finances, your taxes being done, your paperwork, all of that. And then order in your mind means like a brain dump. Get really clear on your goals and everything, your projects and what you want to accomplish, and write it all down and get clarity there. Order in your schedule. Man, this changed everything for me. Every moment of my day, I have it accounted for. And that might seem like, oh, strangling to some people, but I can tell you that what I hear from clients is that this creates so much freedom in your mind, because then you know how much time is wasted when you think about what you're going to do for the next hour. Like, you have this long list of to-dos, and you've got to then create, like, you've got to figure out who to call to prospect. Like, so much time is wasted thinking in that moment, when you can actually create order for yourself and not have to think. You're just like getting into the spirit of it and the energy of it, the positive mental attitude of your goal achieved, and then you take action and you do it, and you become way more effective. You use less time, and you get the job done well, and to give you a positive result. And so I use 15-minute increments, and it's from when I wake up in the morning, and I am an early riser. I am part of the 5 a.m. club, and I absolutely love it. Do you need to do that to be successful? No. No, I recommend getting up an hour before you've got to be up. So if your first appointment's 9, make sure you're up, and you know your first appointment's 9, and then you've got to, it takes you an hour to get dressed, then that's 8. So then really get up at 7 so that you can take that first hour for you and your personal development. But I schedule what I do, and I attach mindset habits with other habits that I have. For example, when I brush my teeth is when I listen to my self-image script and my goal, and I do mirror work and affirmations. And I attach habits, things that I do every day, to other habits that are part of my success ritual. And I absolutely love it. I think it works really, really well. I notice the days when I'm, have integrity with my schedule, and I do my morning routine. On those days, I am on fire. I'm so effective, and I feel good. And so now my mind has this belief that, my days are amazing when I have those morning routines, and I get addicted to that result, and I just love it. So I know that it's worth it for me to get up and follow my schedule in that way. So when you're creating your schedule and order in your schedule, you could use colored highlighters if you have a paper schedule, or color code your electronic schedule, and time block. Put your family and your me time first. So your commitments to yourself first, then your commitments to your family. And I make sure all of those work before I do anything else in my schedule. And then for me, it's income producing work activities that goes in my schedule first, after, my family and me time. And I really don't let anything shake my schedule. And it's really great, because I know, for example, at 7:45 this morning, I'll go into the hot tub, join my husband until 8:30 before I have my first meeting. And listen, it's really, really cool, because it all just works, and there's so much freedom. So I recommend that you to take some time to block out your schedule and decide, what do you want your days to look like? What days of the week do you want to work? How do you want to help your children, if you have children, through this time with their school? I kicked off work. I took off from 3 o'clock yesterday to help make slime with my daughter. I take Fridays off, Freedom Friday. Why? Because I schedule the rest of my week so that I'm really effective and I get things done. And it's how I want to do my business. And I have a belief that I can be effective during those hours, and everything can work during that time. And what I believe is going to be my truth. And I believe that it's more than enough time to do everything I need to do to be effective at my job. So community, creating order, is really important. And then I want to bring in a third one, which is all about your perception and mindset. And this is the idea and belief that everything, that life is always working for you. And ask yourself questions like, how can I enjoy today? How can I enjoy the journey and look and follow joy and know that life's always working out? So how I feel during the day is sort of like my GPS, my guidance system. And as long as I follow that joy and I am moving in the direction of my goal, I'm going to get there. Now I've got to know where there is. I have to know where my goal is. And we talked about that in an earlier episode. But what if this is just a beautiful ride? And it's my job to harvest the good throughout my day and to be the person that I want to be, that I choose to be with my goal achieved. And I show up as her. And as I do that, and I'm harvesting the good and recognizing it in my life through gratitude and how I speak to others and my team and my clients, then I'm going to get there. I have to. And as I hold the image of what I want and enjoy the journey by law, I'll get there. Now, throughout my day, I'm very aware and I notice how I'm feeling and I course correct and I use my tools to shift my paradigm. I know that nothing can change on the outside unless I change it on the inside. So I use all those tools. And I'll get there. You too. So I go back to this one simple question: what do you want and how would that feel? I want to hear from you. If this resonates, I would like to hear from you. What is it that you want and how would that feel? And imagine being supported by a community that believes in you, that sees you only with your goal achieved, that lifts you up, that gives you the tools. What would that be like? Imagine if you went through your day with ease and you knew exactly what to do and when to do it, and you were confident. What would that be like? And what if you knew that everything that was happening for you, and you had absolute 100% faith that you'll get to your goal? And you also had the knowledge that you can be, do, and have anything you want if you live in this way. What would that be like? Join us this weekend and experience it. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. It's the Science of Getting Rich. And if you want to be at my VIP table, you want to use this link that I share to register. So I get an email with your information and can invite you. Everything's happening online from the comfort of your own home. And you'll really get a sneak peek into the success society that we have of people all over the world living in this way. And just notice what happens from just a weekend, 2.5 days in this material surrounded by these people. So there's just a link to register. Join me at the table. I'll get the notification and I'll send you an email. If this resonates and you have questions, I want you to reach out. And if it really resonates, I'll see you at my table this weekend. I cannot wait. Please share this. I know, I know that it's funny times, interesting times, and I know that people need to hear this information. Oh, please share it on your social media and tag me so I can send you some love at _Danielle_Amos_. With that, I say, we'll see you on the weekend. Have a wonderful day. Expect abundance.